From the town of Walkill,
Not yet.
your host and mine, Denise.
I'm not connected. What's happening?
You're connected. Come on.
Hey!
What's
Happy
next?
St. Patty's Day! What's going on?
Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody. Woo!
There
Hope
we go.
everybody's getting their party on tonight.
Yeah, look, I got this on. I didn't know which one. I had one that says Happy St. Patrick's Day, but I didn't like the green. I thought about like getting rid of the digital background and just leaving the green screen up.
That would be interesting with your little banner there that you have, the green banner going on.
Yeah, I know. Don't you love this background? And with all
I do. The backgrounds are much better than the AI. I'm not a fan of the AI.
So should I so maybe I should mention that I had the AI make me the background.
Well, that the background is certainly better than whatever they got going for me on the AI.
Well, I keep telling you to give me a better picture, so we're just trying to, try and figure out. It's trying to figure out what you look like. If you give it a few pictures, then it'll make something. But it works. So hope everybody is having a good St. Patrick's Day, and let me see. Get the chat going here. See what we got here. Okay, we got people here, but not much. They're probably still connecting, and let me see. I don't know if he's got it on the TV, but so anyway, so it's Tuesday, March 17th, and and it's like the 18th day of the war effort.
Oh God.
What happened? Now more bad news?
Nothing. It's just it's what do you even say at this point? Everything. So we had been speaking about this for a few weeks here and there.
Right.
And everything that I've predicted, right, would happen in the future. Now everybody's talking about everything everybody said, "Oh, you're crazy." It's now happening because economic models don't lie. Right?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, you just follow the numbers anywhere and they don't lie. And they tell you exactly what's happening, right? And right now we are seeing a worldwide shift in the reserve currency.
Yeah, and it's all over. All over. A lot of people on YouTube are talking about it, but of course the mainstream media won't talk about it.
No. So there's a guy by the name of Michael Berry. Do you know who Michael Berry is?
No, that doesn't sound familiar.
All right. So he used to run. I can't even remember the name. Sinai Capital or Sentinel Capital, whatever, one of those capital, one of those investment firms, the hedge funds. Okay. And he was the guy that was featured in The Big Short by Michael Lewis. Okay. So he was the one that predicted the future markets, right? He was the one that predicted the 2008 crash. Okay. He now believes that we are headed for a crash even worse than that. He published.
Oh, I believe it.
He published it on his Substack. He said that ETFs are done. That they're going to be in the tank.
Just explain what an ETF is.
It's basically they invest. So it's like an index fund almost. They invest in whatever they say that they're going to invest in. It's really just paper. So it's not, you're not investing in an actual stock. You're investing in a portfolio of stocks that is traded on an exchange, and basically they take all the stocks in and they just dump them in. Okay. So there's no there's no portfolio manager behind the scenes like looking at it and saying, "Oh yeah, this one's a better one than this." So what you have is you have an inflated value, okay, and that has been basically propped up by what you would call pension funds, okay, right? So we all
Okay.
invest in 401ks and pension funds, and everybody talks about the stock market. Stock
Yes.
market's going up. Well, if you're putting money away in a 401k, okay, and it's coming out of your paycheck every month, okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's going in to the market. Okay.
Right.
They're buying ETFs, they're buying stocks, they are buying those things, okay, which then drive up the price. Okay.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Right? Like the price is people putting their money into the market. Well, if you have money that's building up in a market, okay, over time, okay, it's naturally going to go up,
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
right? You know, so there, Michael Berry basically said that that in 2 years, because you are mandated at a certain age to take that money, to take your money out of the 401k, okay, like it's called a minimum distribution. All right, you reach a certain age, you then are required to take some money out of your 401k or deferred comp. Okay.
Okay.
This happened. So up until I think next year, I want to say, or the year after, like it's very soon. Okay. We're reaching the plateau where people who are withdrawing money, right, outpace those that are putting money in.
Wow. Really? That's
So that's a pivotal threshold, because
yes, it
then what's
is.
happening is more people are taking their money out of the market than are putting their money into the market.
Yeah. And that's because they can't make ends meet, which is
No,
kind
it's
of
because they're
interesting.
getting there. It's mandatory. You have to take your
Oh, it's
money out.
mandatory.
It's mandated. Yeah, it's mandatory. It's a mandatory minimum distribution. You reach a certain age, you have a
Oh,
mandatory
right.
minimum distribution for your 401k or a deferred comp.
Hmm. And
So
meaning there's less people now with 401ks that are being built up. So less people are saving than those of the older
I
generation
think
that have saved up.
I think there are just less people. I think not. I think there are just less people. I think that the you got to remember the one of the reasons why you have the right wingers talking about birth rate is because there's a significant drop in birth rate in the United States, right? Which is leading to which led, I mean not anymore, but led in the Biden administration to a worker shortage, right? Which is why we were bringing in immigrants, was to help with our worker shortage. We were almost at 100% employment. Yes, I know, horrible, right? Like this is
I
like,
tell
oh
you.
my god, we should all like. I mean, that's a what a horror, right? Like 100%
Can't
on 100% employment, right? And you can go into people working two or three jobs towards the end, right? Actually, it was less, right? People were no longer working those two or three jobs, they were working one or two jobs, right? They were able to get rid of one job because we started seeing real wage increases.
wage
Yes,
increases. Yep.
there was some inflation associated with that, but there was real wage increases as a result of that too. So and now where are we? Right, we have this high unemployment, right, combined with or worker shortage at the same time, which is like really nuts, right? Because we lost all our low wage workers.
Yes. Well, yeah, exactly. Well, that's what isn't that what like 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds are for? They're going to take up that slack.
I
It's
you know this there the here's the thing. I understand the idea of we have all been waiting for our politicians to actually do something, right? We've been waiting for that. Like we've been hearing about these same wedge issues, right? For 50 fucking years. Our generation is just sick of it. We're tired of hearing the fucking issue already. Fucking do something. Shit or get off the pot. And these old men, right? Old white men, right? Want the wedge issue just to get your money. And it's like
Oh
it's
yeah.
like I mean, it's like a fucking game, right? And people are sick and tired of it. So a guy like Trump becomes appealing because he actually does something, right? But now we see the alternative of doing something without a plan, doing something
Oh
irrationally,
God, yes.
doing something stupid, right? It's complete fucking chaos.
Yes.
And but I'm going to go back to something I've been saying now a while, the private equity corporate takeover of the United States, because that's exactly what private equity does. They come in, they create chaos, they drain the cash, declare bankruptcy, and then wash their hands of the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of where we're heading. So it's interesting that you talk about that because what's his name? Kevin Hassett. Kev, Kevin Hassett made a statement today, which should be really interesting, with regard to the consumer pain over the Iran war. He said that the ones that are going to be harmed the most are going to be the consumers, and they're not really concerned with that right now. I thought that was very interesting. Did you hear that?
Yeah, but
I
because we're not consumers anymore. They don't view us as consumers anymore.
no, but I don't know that that's what he meant. Just the way that he didn't put it that way. He just put it like the consumers are going to deal with a little bit of pain, but we're okay with that. But yeah,
Well,
you're right.
yeah,
They consider us a commodity at this point.
right. We're first of all we're not consumers anymore in their world, right? They don't
Mm,
view us as that, right? So I learned something new today,
okay.
which you're going to find is interesting, right? So we've been talking about AI, we've been talking about power, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that New York, okay, wants to implement, all right, wants to pass a law, all right, a lights out law.
No, I didn't hear. What is this lights out?
Yeah, they want to turn off all ambient light, all right, so outside lights, you name it, anything that basically draws electricity between like midnight and like I don't know, whatever in the morning, like overnight. Like no
Yeah, for
more
the data
street lights,
center,
no more. Right, that's exactly what I was thinking.
for the incoming data center. Well, you know that there has been a push to reopen Indian Point, and I can see with the rise in fuel costs and how that's fuel costs and gas and how that's going to impact the cost of energy and electric coming into the house. And so, wanting to try an option like nuclear, I don't think that's a bad thing. But in this case, number one, Indian Point needs to be updated, and that will probably take years. And number two, it's owned by a corporation that wants to put a data center in there. They want to turn the nuclear power on for them. So even if it gets turned on, I'm not sure it's going to the public. What do you think about that?
Well, you notice how Mike Lawler is pushing to turn it back on for the data
Oh
center,
yeah.
right?
You can't
Like, I
just turn it
mean,
back on.
that's the funny part is the guy, the guys who are owned by APAC, the guys who are owned by the tech bros, the guys who are willing to sell us all out, right?
Mhm.
Like it is so obvious, right? Like they're like Captain Obvious now. I
They're
mean,
not hiding it. They're saying the
they're
quiet
not
part
even
out
hiding it
loud.
anymore, right? They're not even hiding it anywhere. Like Lawler's out there like, yeah, Indian Point 3, woo! Like he's like jumping for joy on that shit. He wants to totally get on that train.
Oh man. So I don't know anybody here. Oh wait, hang on. We got a comment here. Let me.
We did. Oh,
Let's see. Lights out so we can watch the sky. Our governor, she joined this administration with her brain. Well, at this point, she's all we got because we don't want the other guy. Definitely don't want him. We've got
but
MAGA light or MAGA full on.
it's like hey Marty, I don't even know what to say anymore. I really just don't. I mean, it really shocks me in a state like New York that you know, Hochul's what we got, you know,
And
and
she's a corporate dem.
like through and through. Like she makes no apologies about it. I mean, there was a march on we were going to talk about this the other day. There was a march in Albany, right, about taxing the rich. Like I
Do
don't
it.
understand. Like you're not taxing people, right? Like this is what I find is so amazing that anybody would be against this. Okay, right? You're not tax if you are earning $1 billion a year, right? Like 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 think about the absurdity of $1 billion a year, right? But think about this, right? You're earning $1 billion a year. It's only on amounts over $1 billion,
Yeah.
right? Like that's what you're getting taxed on. Up into $1 billion, you're paying the same tax as somebody who earns $1 million, right? Like so you know these
Right.
guys.
The amount
Th-
kicks
th-
in after a billion.
right, like anybody who's arguing against this, right? I got to ask the question: what the fuck are these billionaires paying you, right? And how do I get on that line? Okay, because if they're handing out money at a trough, right? If that's the trickle down theory that we're all talking about, then we should all have lines, and they should be paying everybody to keep their taxes low. All
Yeah.
right, because like this is absolutely insane, right? That somebody earning like $1 million or $10 million or even $100 million is getting the same tax as somebody who earns over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, wh-
I know. It's ludicrous. And truthfully, their taxes are so low that, and they have so many different ways to sneak out of paying taxes. They don't pay that much anyway, and it's like, I don't know. Every I think. What do you think now? Marty has made suggestions in the past. What do you think of a flat tax across the board? One flat rate,
no,
no.
flat tax is terrible. Flat
Is
tax is
it?
terrible. Absolutely, 100%. We basically have a flat tax in New York now. It doesn't work. In fact, we actually had a flat tax at one point in time in this nation's history. Right, we had a flat tax for 1 year.
For
One
one
year.
year.
For 1 year. Go back to your history. Lincoln did it. Lincoln was the one. So you got to remember Lincoln, who instituted the tax, right? He gets a lot of credit for instituting the progressive tax, right? Like that's his thing. It's like he's like, let's not anybody look at the flat tax at all. Right? Like he did a flat tax for a year. It failed miserably because they couldn't take in any revenues because basically you're taxing your billionaires who are earning all your wealth, or your millionaires back then, or probably not even, they weren't even making $1 million back then,
Thousandaires.
right? Right. If that, right, as the same person who makes like a penny. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't do that. It doesn't work. The progressive tax has been studied and it's been shown to work in every way, right? In fact, the reason why we're having so many problems here in the United States with deficit after deficit is because of the fact that the federal government really kind of moved us toward a flat tax.
Right.
If you make $1 million, you get taxed the same rate as somebody who makes $1 billion. Like it's ridiculous. We used to I think I pointed out at one point in time we had like, I think it was like something like 75 or 80 tax brackets. Like we had like
Yeah.
a
Well, that's
ridiculous
that's
number of tax
overkill.
brackets.
I mean,
No, but
between
it
all
isn't. but it isn't. It isn't with computers today. You really, I mean, like back then they were using like an abacus, right? Like that's what they were using, and they were able to do it just fine. Okay, right? Today we have computers that'll do the entire calculation for you. Right now, you can have AI to figure it fuck out, and you're gonna tell me that that's too much to have even 40 or 50 tax brackets where somebody making $1 billion would get taxed at the highest rate.
Wow.
I right? Like I don't understand.
I don't understand. Um, I don't know, but I do think that and it's interesting. I don't know whether you heard. Marty might be able to confirm this, and maybe you know. The state of Washington just instituted a billionaire tax, and I think it was something like 9% or something. So
They
like
should.
yeah, every state should do that. If the federal government doesn't want to do it, and they don't want to give us our share of our taxes for whatever, or our revenue, so that we could use it for roads and whatever, you know what? Then we need to take it from the richest class. They're getting the biggest break out of all of us on federal taxes. In fact, the lower classes are paying a higher percentage now than the billionaires are. So, you know what? This is how you do it. And if every state does it, because the billionaires are like, well, if you tax us, we're going to leave. Fine. If every state does it, get the fuck out of the country.
The for the past 50 years, these billionaires have been paying all our politicians, right? And I've talked about this a lot,
No, they still are.
right?
Yeah.
Right? Have been paying our politicians for two things, okay? Two things and two things only: to deregulate all corporations, okay, and to lower taxes on the top like 1%,
Yeah. And that's
right? The
outlined in Project
billionaires in this country,
2025.
right? Those have been the two things. And what they've done is they've created wedge issues like abortion and all these other things, right? Legalization of cannabis, I could, whatever you want, trans, LBGTQ, you name it.
Yeah.
They throw
Culture
out
wars.
every wedge issue that they could throw out. And if you notice, every time they're talking about a wedge issue, right, in public, what are they doing behind the scenes? They're giving out tax breaks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or they're
So,
stealing.
right. So, I mean, people need to, like, I mean, this is the wake up shit, right? Like, you got to wake up. I mean, Graham Plattner talked about this in Maine politics, right? So, in Maine politics, they've been pushing the wedge issue of trans athletes, right, participating in sports. Okay, they've spent, no fucking lie, right, $2 million, right? The one billionaire spent $2 million on ad campaigns throughout the state talking about trans athletes. Okay, how many trans athletes do you guess, Denise, does Maine actually have? Right, two, two, two.
All that for two
Okay,
people.
two people. 46,000 Mainers got kicked off of their health care, right? And then there was a higher percentage that actually now have to pay more for their health care. Okay? What do you
Because of
think
two
should be a
people.
what do you think should be a bigger issue in the Maine election? Right?
Yeah.
Like what are we talking about? Right? That billionaire spent that $2 million on trying to keep that seat for Susan Collins, right? Because they're trying to keep their taxes low.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to keep whatever corporation that they manage or that they're head of, right, to have no regulation so that they can throw unlimited corporate PAC money, right, into your election campaign. You're going to see it here in Orange County. You're going to see it in the town of Walker. Hell, you saw it in the last townwide election. You saw some corporate money in there. Okay?
Yes. Yeah.
So so ask yourself what the hell you like, start paying attention to
Yeah.
what's actually going on, what votes are actually happening while they're telling you something to your face.
Yeah. Don't be distracted because that's what those issues are about.
Right.
They're just about distracting. Look over here while we
Right.
do a whole lot of illegal shit over there, you know? And it's just like so on Sunday we had an hour long episode and we talked about a lot of things going on with with Iran and whatnot. And one of the things I pointed up sort of leads that I pointed out sort of leads to this, and that was the idea that the government is giving away our strategic oil reserves to oil corporations. Oh, the idea is a loan that they can take forever to pay back, and those strategic oil reserves were paid for by our tax dollars, and now it's being given so they can sell it at $100 or $120 or whatever I don't even know what oil closed at today, but how much per barrel. And so those corporations will get that profit instead of the government selling it, taking the profit back, and as you suggested, sharing that with the public by giving it to the gas stations to subsidize the gas that we pay. And it boggles my mind how they still defend him. They still defend this administration while they're literally just stealing money right out of the treasury, right in front of us. Like they make
Because
excuses for it.
they don't know, they don't care, they don't want to hear it, they think you're lying, they think you're making it up, right? Like they somehow think that there are powers, right? And if there are not, okay, then they're saying, well, they're owning the libs, and that's really their cause of action is we just want to own the libs. Okay, great, congratulations. You now own the libs and everybody else, and you've now ruined the entire
Entire
country.
country just to
Right.
accomplish that. Just to accomplish
Did,
that.
did you ever see the movie The Hunt for Red October?
Oh
Red October?
yes, yes.
Right. So there's a scene.
That's a great movie.
There's a scene at the end. Right. There's a scene at toward the end of the movie. Okay, where the Russian ship takes off all their safeties and then fires it at the other ship. Right. Fires it at this other Russian ship. Okay. And they do some maneuver, right? The Dallas comes in, the U.S. sub comes in, they do some maneuver, right? And now the missiles are now heading toward the Russian ship that fired, right?
Yes,
The things, right?
I remember that.
And what does the second in command say to the captain?
You
You
killed
remember?
us. You killed us.
You
I
killed
remember.
us, right?
You
We're on that Russian ship right now. Okay. Trump gave the order to take off all the safeties and fire the goddamn missiles, and now those missiles are now headed back toward us, and we're all about to die. That's exactly
oh.
that's exactly what's been running through my head is the Hunt for Red October. That scene going, man, fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
They nailed
Oh
it.
my. Well, that's heartwarming on St. Patrick's Day. Did you bring your green beer?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Okay. It's interesting that episode got a lot of views. It kind of went international for a little bit, and we got a number of comments from people not in the country, and the sentiment, the sentiment is they're not happy with us, and I can't blame them one bit.
Listen, we're not happy with us.
No, no,
That's just the way
but
it is. You
if
know.
if you remember when we posted that video back in the summertime about the guy in Maine who sent a letter to Canada, and Canada was just like all over that video.
Right.
And the one thing they kept repeating was, oh, American exceptionalism, how they're completely oblivious to anyone else's plight or pain. And that sentiment was in a lot of those comments, and more comments are coming in, and all I can do is just say, just tell people, if there's any of those people that happen to be here right now watching, not all of us think that way. Not all of us think that we're just better than everybody else and that we have a right to do whatever we want. A lot of us really feel for what is going on and feel for the people who are being victimized, people who's I mean, this whole closing of the Strait of Hormuz doesn't just affect us; it affects the world. We've pointed that out here, that how that affects people financially, but also for the families of the people that have been harmed by the bombing and everything else. I just want people to know that we do care. We do care. Um,
Well, what we're seeing, just because you brought it up, I just want everybody to understand what this means, okay? Because you've heard it a few different times, right? Iran has said the strait is open for everybody who isn't the US government, Israel, or their allies,
exactly.
okay? That last one is the one you have to be careful of, okay? Because you MAGA people, right, who loved Trump's bravado, right, has alienated allies. Something you need in a world environment, okay? Right? Fucking dumbasses. I
Yeah, well,
mean,
the goal is to isolate us.
right. Well, and that's going to happen because now what we're seeing is we're seeing one nation by one, right? They're saying, we'll transact in the yuan, and we don't know those guys. Right? I mean, like it's like literally being at a bar, right? Like, and all of a sudden a bar fight breaks out, right? And your friend is one of the people fighting, and you're like, oh shit, he got drunk again. And they start looking at you, and you go, I don't know that fucking guy. I don't know him at all.
Yeah,
Like I mean, like
we're the guy in the bar fight. That
I mean, this is what's going. Like, come on, people. Like, you've lived this life before. We've all been there. Okay, we've all seen these things happen. This is what's happening now, right? Every other country in the world's like looking at us like we don't know that guy. That isn't the guy. That wasn't the friend we brought with us. Okay, the
amazing.
friend we brought with us was nice. They had USAID. They were going out and helping people, right? These guys, we don't know these assholes.
Yeah, amazing.
That's what's happening right now. Great job. Good job. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I my filter is completely gone with people right now. I am so like fed up. I can't
Yeah.
even tell you how fed up I am. It's really gone. Like for the longest time I've tried to keep my mouth shut to get along, but I can't any like I mean this shit is just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like it's beyond stupid. It doesn't fit with any cohesive plan or model or
Oh yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Like you can't fit it into anything. All it is we are going to extract the United States of all its wealth, everything that it has, okay? And we are going to leave nothing behind but debt.
But debt. Why don't we give everybody an update on what that is? Because it jumped again
Oh yeah,
today. Hey, let's
I love
see.
doing that.
Hey,
Hey people, get out your wallets. We're about to tell you how much you owe the US government.
let me get connected to it and then I'll share it with you.
Anybody have any questions,
Oh
comments?
shit! It jumped to okay. So
Wow. That's not a
I,
good sign when she says that.
well, when I looked at it now, when we were on the episode, uh, it was. Oh, hang on, I gotta move that. The episode, it was 905 38 trillion 905 billion. This morning it was 38. This morning I checked in the morning while I was working. 38,906,000,000,000. So, folks, I'm going to share this right now, and this is what the debt is right now. Come here,
Yeah, but
screen.
what is it per person? That's what we gotta
Oh,
that's
it's
what we
in there.
gotta
You're
hone
going to
in
see
on.
that. Here we go. Can you see
Yeah, I
that?
can't see that.
Oh,
No, I
let me.
can't see that. It's
How
like an
come
eye
you?
chart for me.
Why is it so small? Hang
It's
on.
like an eye chart for me.
There it is. Okay, it's the all right, it's 38,992,000,000,000. We are what is that? 8 billion away from $39 trillion. We are just about there. We'll probably be 39 trillion by tomorrow morning. Um,
Okay.
and I won't go into all the rest of the numbers, but that's $114,247 per every single person living in the United States right now.
What was that on Sunday that we said? Wasn't it like 108,000 per
It
person?
it was 113,385.
Oh, 13.
So
Okay.
it's jumped. And so
That's good.
yeah, so we're just
So,
about at 39 trillion.
yeah, talk about it per person because per person is what people like. Nobody 38 trillion is just a
It's
nebulous
giant.
number out there, right? Like we can all relate to how much 114,000 is. Okay? So in 2 days, right? It jumped $1,000. So every 2 days, right? You owe another $1,000 to the federal government. Think about that. How many people? Let's do a poll. How many people, right, earn $1,000 every 2 days? Right?
Uh,
I understand. I don't know if any billionaires out there watch us. Maybe one of those billionaires because I know that they earn that like every second, right? But how about I want to know like how many people actually earn $1,000 every 2 days? Come on, share with us. Let us know.
yeah,
Love
really.
to know that.
And no, just never mind earning. How much do you have that's that you could spare to pay in the taxes? How much of that $1,000 a day can you give away in taxes because of how big this debt is? And a lot of this jump is probably is combination of the cost of the war and countries giving up their treasuries.
And you know what? And I apologize in advance for saying this, right? But they're coming after your sons and daughters next too, right? Because they're going to do a draft, okay? And they're coming for your sons for that, and then they're going to come for your daughters for the other thing because that's who they are, right? And at that point in time, right, all everybody out there, right, is going to now all of a sudden be, oh my God, we're all corporal clingers. We're going to be LGBTQ because we know that they can't serve, right? Because this administration won't allow them to serve, right? Yeah, this whole fucking thing is fucked up. Whole fucking
There's
thing is fucked up.
it's interesting
I'm
now.
sorry, I'm getting
No,
belligerent now on this shit. I gotta like
yeah,
compose
don't.
myself. This is ridiculous.
Yes, you have to compose. You're live TV.
I know.
I should have. We don't have an FCC here to like bleep us out. So sorry, but they're saying that at overseas that a lot of the military is now they're refusing to go out there. There's like a little mutiny going on at the bases overseas over there
Do we
because they
want
don't.
to read some of Marty's comments?
Yeah, I've been posting them. So
Oh, okay.
so let's see. So yeah, take my share out of the cookie jar. Yeah, the invisible. Let me see. I'll put that. That was
Yeah, he says Trump gets a cut of the profits. Numbnut said he didn't think they would shoot back after they attacked them. He said he
I'm
felt
so shocked.
it in his bones, and it wouldn't be so bad if some of that was going into my bank
My
account.
bank account. And then
Yeah.
when it came to the taxes, take my share of the cookie jar. Yeah, no, you make a good point. I mean, the stuff that he says is just it's just eye popping. Some of the stupidity things, like who knew they had a navy? Who knew they would shoot back? Who knew they were going to close the Hormuz? Everybody knew.
Everybody.
Everybody
You can go back on this podcast. Not only did we say that they would
close.
that they would close the strait, all right. We also said that they were going to bomb their neighbors, right? Like I knew that sitting in this chair in the town of Walkill. I knew that. Go back, watch the tape. You'll see. I predicted it too, right? Like I don't know. Maybe you know what? Maybe I should be. Maybe I should be the defense secretary. Maybe
There you
I
go.
should be the defense secretary because even I knew.
Defense
Even
Secretary
I
of
knew.
War. It's a Secretary of War. Maximum lethality.
What a fucking dumbass! Like, like go watch the movie Idiocracy. Seriously, like we're like
That's this.
living that now. That is the cabinet that we got going on right now. It's like
It
they're literally
absolutely
wearing
is.
like big gold medallions, like making stupid shit. Hey, you know what? You know what I hear is good for our crops. This is what we should do.
Gatorade.
Right? We need to put Gatorade on our crops, right? Because they have electrolytes, and those electrolytes will help our give nutrients to our crops to grow.
Oh my God. This it really is. It really is absolutely. We all thought it was crazy when they talked about injecting bleach. Holy shit, we've gone off the rails with this craziness. but that turned people actually did that. Like I think somebody died.
Yes, they did. It's
Somebody
not funny, but I just I can't with these fucking people anymore. Like I just can't. I can't.
I hear you, Mom. And my mom is in the next room and she's shouting at the TV.
Oh, she's yelling at us.
I don't know. She's shouting out loud, but hi, Mom. I can hear you.
Let her know that we have like a live chat here. She can like literally like if she has a comment, she can give it to us.
She can freaking.
She wasn't one of those bleach people, was she?
No, no. Even she thought that was insane.
Okay.
She's level-headed. She has enough guys, but you'd be surprised. People, actually thought that was crazy. And like that was going to cure things. Inject bleach. Oh yeah. But that's so that's the craziness that we're on. Hey Marty, does my mom have a comment over there? They're in the next room cuz we just had corned beef and cabbage and my mom brought cupcakes, by the way. They were very good.
St. Patty's Day. Cheers. Hope everybody's out in a bar celebrating, having a drink. Remember, don't drink and drive. If you are out and you do have a couple of drinks, call an Uber to get home. I believe the PD can help you out with that too. Town PD.
Oh yeah, they'll get you home.
No, they will. I believe that they will help you. I believe
get home if you can.
Thing. Like, yeah, there's like a thing, a hotline that you can call. So please feel free, call the hotline. I don't have the number in front of me. I should be a little bit more prepared.
Probably.
I'm sorry.
Well, you could probably. Could you get away with it? No, you can't call 911.
What's the oops sorry, Marty? Like, I don't even know. Oops sorry. What?
He's saying he's drinking. That's what he's saying, which he isn't. Okay, he does not drink. So.
But what's he saying sorry for?
He's apologizing for drinking. Yeah.
Is he apologizing? Is he apologizing for?
You told him not to drink and drive, and he said, "Oops, sorry, too late."
Yeah, no drinking and driving.
So no, I'm just trying to look at some stuff going on here, with some of the weird posts going on. Oh, yeah. Now I don't know if you heard this. So interesting thing happened today. Trump's what is he? The counter-terrorist, head of the counterterrorism, which is some sycophant that he hired. But he actually, I think his last name is Kent.
Oh
He,
yeah.
yeah, he resigned today. He resigned, but in his resignation, in both the letter and on his post on Twitter, he actually came out and said that this is an illegal war. He came right out and said there was no threat, no credible threat against the United States. I
But
thought that was
everybody
interesting.
said that.
Right.
Everybody said that. Every expert has come out and said that. Everybody in the National Joint Chiefs of Staff has
No,
said
but
that. Every
my point is it's somebody from within the cabinet, somebody who actually is someone appointed by Trump came out and said
I
that.
yeah, whatever. He's full of shit too. He's trying to save his career and trying to get a second. Listen, that woman who left DHS,
Oh,
the
Christy, no.
woman, the no, the spokeswoman who was Christy Noem's spokesperson for a long time, who quit just before she got fired. I forgot her name. Whatever. She
She couldn't have been that
she
important.
no, she wasn't. I mean, she was a press secretary. She lied about everything. Uh, and now she's looking for a job and nobody will hire her. What you're finding
How
is
about that?
that even the billionaires don't want liars working for them.
Yeah,
Okay? Because at the end of the day, you have to trust your employees. Okay?
tell me about it.
Right. So why are you going to hire somebody who is a known liar? That you've known the lie. Not only have you known the lie, but you actually paid to lie.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like so you know that they can be bought for the right price.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
not even good employees. Like I mean, you want to talk about like these are like the worst hires that you could possibly imagine. Nobody would hire these people ever for anything. Every one of them.
Everyone, but well, that's the
Everyone.
reason why they got to stay. That's the reason why they stay connected to the. I
Right.
was gonna say the tit, but you know what I'm saying. That's what because they can't. They know that once they're out here, they won't get their career is over. Yeah, it was interesting because last year when they when the bar association in Washington D.C. Had their election, Pam Bondi's brother was running. Okay, and it's
Yeah, I know.
interesting.
Yeah, we talked about
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, he got owned. Like I don't think he got 9% of the vote. Everybody voted for whoever
Yeah.
won. But I bring that up because he's actually a partner at the law firm I used to work at. He wasn't there when I was there, but he's there now. Like, get rid of that guy. Just
It doesn't
fire him. Fire
it
him.
everything is about power and access to power. That's all these fucking guys
That's
care
exactly
about.
what it is.
You know? But so since we're talking about that, since there are some elections going on today, let's spend a few minutes talking about sort of what's going on, right? So
Yeah.
Illinois is having their primaries today, right? Very interesting what's kind of going on in those primaries, right? So this is what I wanted to get into was about money and politics. You have to local elections are really important. Local elections are these the people that you vote for today, maybe for a town board or maybe you're a county legislator or something like that. Maybe tomorrow's state legislator, maybe tomorrow's congressperson, right? What are they actually doing? Who do they actually stand for? Okay. What are the things that they're doing? So what we see in Illinois is, we've talked about her a lot, is Kat Abagazale. Her election is today. Her primary is today. Today is the big day. They spent in the last week, right, almost $2 million against her.
Oh yeah. This was
Against her,
APAC.
right? Yeah, APAC, right, spent $2 million in one fucking week against her, right? And not only did they do it in one week, right? It was sort of the way they did it because if you had been following us or following her election, and I've talked about it a lot, they were pushing for this other Democratic candidate, the incumbent, who is now like way behind in the polls. So they actually now shifted the positive talking points towards her progressive opponent in the primary,
Yes.
right? Because he, although refused to take the APAC money, has refused, right, to make certain statements against like ICE and DHS, and refused to say that they wouldn't support Hakeem Jeffries as leader. Okay,
Right.
so you kind of look at what's happening there, and Cat has been moving up in the polls to now where it's dead even. So it's
Go
going to be
cat.
an
Go cat.
interesting. So it's like a 4 or 5 person race. Okay. So I don't know if anybody's going to get a clear 50%, but I think it's the statistical dead heat where it may end up going to a runoff, if they do runoffs and those sort of elections out there. But it's going to be really, really close. And Kat got some really good endorsements last couple of days. So good luck to her. We definitely need a voice like hers in Washington
In-
D.C. without a doubt.
Absolutely.
You
I
know,
want to just stay on that point for a minute because one of the things she pointed out, and it's been reported elsewhere as well, is that due to the unpopularity of APAC, they're very unpopular now. They have been going through creating different entities that seem to be progressive or using other names, especially for because they back, just for people who are watching here may not know this, they back candidates on both sides. They both sides everything, and so does probably CPAC and America PAC as well, in order to keep things pushed to the right. And so that's what they've been doing. They created entities under different names, but it's really APAC in order to put money behind the progressive candidate. I don't know what the incumbent's name is.
Fine is the incumbent, Bliss
Oh,
is the
okay.
other. Yeah. But so here's the interesting part. So as a tie-in to us here in Walkill, right? It is not the first time that people use fake names and fake titles, right, to try to push a message, right, a false message, right? So here in the town of Waukill, right, we have the Real Women for Waukill, right,
Yeah,
which is a fake page, social media page, right, and it's just fake, right? Like, I
it's
mean,
it's run by a
it's
former town council
it,
man.
it it's right. It's run by a bunch of men, no women, right? It's run by a bunch of
Angry,
men,
angry
right?
conservative
Who
men.
are angry that they lost and they're being petty, and they've decided that they instead of talking about real issues that impact real people here in your local community, they want to talk about the superficial ones. Like, oh, you don't throw enough parties for us. Okay, well, when you can't pave your roads because you spent all the money on your little parties, all right, that's what happens. Okay, and not for nothing, right? I personally like services. I like having good roads to drive on. Okay, and hearing that the road rating, right, for the town was a C rating, right, tells me that this town has not invested enough in its roads over the years. Okay,
Right.
like we as Americans, like have stopped demanding accountability from our politicians. We think because they throw a party and they show up for a ribbon cutting that they're
Or a
doing a
photo
great
op.
job, right? But that doesn't mean that they're doing a great job. Are your roads being paved? Like, how many fucking potholes do you have to hit on the way to work and on the way home? I saw a picture of, I believe it was the Hutch, right? Anybody who's driven the Hutch knows how,
Oh God,
like, the
that's
Hutch
never
is
been good. It's always been
right. It's
crappy.
never been good, right? And it always has its problems. But literally, the entire highway was lined with cars who hit the same pothole. All had their tires blown out.
What?
Like like it was like the entire highway. There had to have been about 30 or 40 cars, all with their tires blown out from hitting the same pothole. Right?
Oh my
Like,
God.
I think our listen, I think our highway guys do a fantastic job with the resources that they are given. Okay? All right. But here's the thing: are we giving them enough resources? Okay. I'm getting sick and tired of this. We don't want to pay more property taxes, which none of us do, right? Because all our money goes to the state and federal government and they don't give it back to us anymore, right?
Yeah.
They keep taking and taking and taking, and then they're saying that they're doing things for our safety. Well, it's not safety if my tire blows out and I flip my car because I'm going 65 miles an hour down 17 down and the potholes at a curb.
Yeah. That's true.
I've seen so many horrific accidents recently, and it's like it's not because people are crazy drivers all the time,
Yeah, it's just the
you
roads
know,
themselves.
and it's
Well,
not because our highway guys aren't working hard and trying their best. It just happens to be we don't support them because of the fact that that we're out there like, oh well, safety only means one thing. Safety only means police, you know? And
yeah,
and
and it
listen,
doesn't.
I'm sorry, like I know a lot of people are going to say that makes me anti-police for saying that. Well, your police can't get to whatever incident you have if the roads they can't drive on the goddamn roads.
Yeah. Let me, to that point,
It's so
there was a
ridiculous.
lot of money
So
that was
ridiculous.
it is. Well, this is where I'm getting another ridiculous thing that's happened in the last 14 months because there was money appropriated to states under the Build Back Better plan. Um, and a lot of that was to go to improving roads and infrastructure. And the guy in the White House now took a lot of those funds back.
Yep.
So now it's up to us. Another reason why we need to tax billionaires.
You know
So
what
who
China
you,
calls us? China calls us a third world country with a Gucci bag.
yes, I heard that.
Yeah. That's how we're referred to, right? You know, we there's no reason why we can't have health care. There's no reason why we can't have nice roads. There's no reason we can't have good solid infrastructure in this country. There is money. This idea that there is no money, you hear anytime Democrats want something or we the people want something, it's we don't have enough money. But when they want to go start a war, there's plenty of money.
Oh yeah,
There's
loads of
plenty
money.
of money for their defense contracts, which apparently haven't been paying for anything. Because clearly we can't defend jack shit at the moment.
That's right. But just make sure there's money for the military. Make sure there's money for defense contractors because their defense contractors get a lot of our money. That's where our tax dollars go. So how do you keep them in business? Start a war. It's a horrible racket.
I want to know where the modern day war profiteering law is that prevents contractors from profiting off of war.
Yeah,
Okay?
if that didn't exist, if they couldn't profit off of war, there wouldn't be any wars.
Where's that law? Why did they lift that law? Why all of a sudden like we have like you have to understand like when you're electing people, you have to understand what policies and what bills that they oversee and then figure out if they understand what it is that they're voting on and are they in your interests. Ask the questions. We have stopped asking questions. We look at a D and an R and we decide we're good. Okay? Ask the tough questions. I've been to those committee meetings. They don't fucking ask any tough questions. Oh, you're a D. Oh, you're an R. You're my guy.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean, though, in terms of helping you and your community? Just because they show up for an event? No.
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 And they're
We're
showing up
getting
on your
close to
dime.
our end, though. So
We,
so now we got to wrap it up.
yeah, we got. Hey guys, first of all, thanks so much for engaging with us tonight. Um, we will be we are here every Tuesday night Eastern time, and to do our live stuff. And we're always open to if there's something you want to talk about, or if you have a question you want to ask out loud, or if you're too shy to, you could. I think there's a way to send us a message, or you could just drop a line on our Facebook page and let us know, and we can talk about that. But for those of you who are here, thanks so much for being here. Always remember to like, share, and subscribe. Click the bell so you get notifications when new videos drop, because we do have a whole, you can check out our channel. We got a whole bunch of videos, that content that's already uploaded. So you definitely want to take a look back and look at where we've been. We've been at this now since the end of July of last year. And we have we have grown. And first of all, we've got some new subscribers. Just want to welcome all our new followers, and we really appreciate you for being here. You got anything you want to add to that?
From all of us here in the town of Walk Hill, we want to wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm one of your hosts, Neil, and
I'm Denise.
this is Denise, our other host. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you. All right, we'll see you soon, guys. Love you guys.